r/AskReddit, what's a double standard you can't stand? How if someone starts shit with you, you're going to be to one yapped at for standing up for yourself, not the person who started things. School, work, elsewhere. This always happens. The bullies are usually good at manipulating the situation to make themselves look like the victims. This is why it's never a good idea to put idiots in positions of authority. They always fall for this kind of stuff and handle it poorly. People who only like facts and statistics when it reinforces what they want to hear. Just today I saw someone provide a link in their comment saying it backed up their theory that people who swear are more intelligent when the article specifically stated that the study did not support that. The study showed that people who use swear words commonly in their daily communication test better in vocabulary because they can reason out unfamiliar words better than people who don't swear. They use statistics the way a drunk uses a lamppost for support rather than for enlightenment. It's okay for employers to see employees as replaceable, but it's not okay for employees to be constantly passively job hunting, cause that means they have one foot out the door. But furthermore, it's unprofessional to quit without notice, but it's okay for employers to lay off employees without notice. If you want to keep good employees, be prepared to pay them more. People like my stepfather-in-law who have been on Medicare disability for the majority of their lives who rage about socialism and people wanting handouts. I have a relative who's always raging about immigration and border security, while employing non-citizen domestic help without bothering to verify if they're legal. Management enforcing rules they break all the time. Wealthy get away with crimes that would put a poor person in prison. The world is only fair to those who have the most. And to the Republic, for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all who can afford it. Bully beats up a kid, business as usual. Kid fights back, suddenly the teachers remember they have to enforce discipline. And this can also be generalized in society. For some reason, we're much more tolerant to displays of crime/violence from groups who are most often committing them. They'll always focus on how you reacted and never what you reacted to. My ex would blow through my money, but when his mom would send him B-Day or Christmas money, that was his money. He was unemployed for years. The second he got a job, that was his money. Is your ex-BF my ex-GF? Glad he's your ex. Leeches are gross no matter the gender or form. People call their dogs their fur children, but when I call my children my skin dogs, people think it's weird. I'm not sure if you realize, but dogs should always come with skin. Children, however, don't always come with fur. Exactly. I just got written up for missing an email despite the fact that I routinely have to email my boss multiple times to address an issue. Agreed. When I do things like that, they'd refer to me as the worst pediatrician in the whole hospital. My dog isn't my child, but I do wish I could claim him as a dependent. Politicians breaking rules, no one cares, but we can go to jail for the same things, insider trading among other things. Many members of the LGBTQ community preaching openness and acceptance yet are incredibly biased towards one another within their own community. Bi erasure comes to mind. Human rights violations committed by my civilization were due to the circumstances and norms of the time, whereas those committed by the rival civilization were due to its inherent evilness and inferiority. That is an intriguing thought/quote to consider looking back at much of our past. Cops who love to speed. I've had multiple close calls with cops driving recklessly and not while in pursuit of somebody. I was nearly T-boned in an intersection, and you know damn well it would have been written up as my fault. Companies, we're a family. The rest of us, an abusive, dysfunctional family where mom and dad, read, executives, take all the money and run. When people have an extensive list of things a potential partner must be and must provide, but they give nothing. Your ideal partner won't be picking you if you have nothing to give. You guys are the reason we are successful as a company, and we expect 100% effort every day. But we will not be paying you on par with inflation. The eldest child can't get away with anything, but the younger brothers and sisters can come and go as they please. Eldest is in charge of breaking the parent's spirit. I don't quite know how to word this type of double standard, but I can give an example. We all know how Janet Jackson had a costume malfunction. A very polite way of saying Justin Timberlake accidentally ripped her top off, exposing her breast. Her career took a nosedive, even though at worst many were at fault. She was mocked and berated, and her career took a nosedive. Justin Timberlake suffered very little repercussions from this. To be clear, I don't think anyone should have been ostracized. But definitely not just Janet. My biggest pet peeve with people is when they try to bully you/be disrespectful, and when you match the energy you get called an asshole. Rich/powerful people. Laws for thee but not for me. The ownership class doesn't really have to follow laws like the worker class. If the penalty for breaking the law is a fine, that law only applies to poor people. The way people treat sons versus how they treat daughters. At least in my experience. It's weird for me, a male, to like kids. I'm forever thankful that my list is things like doesn't scream at me and actually listens and cares what I have to say. If my mother had had her way, I would have turned out a lot different. LOL, that's true. I always feel weird trying to engage with children in public. Like it's a faux pas. Obviously not the case when we're with friends. But yeah, in public with strangers, it's a different feeling for sure. Bunch of people dress in their fave football team's colors and watch a match, acceptable. Bunch of people dress up as their fave characters and attend a Comic-Con, bunch of weirdos. Miley Cyrus licks a hammer nude, art, powerful, brave. I lick a hammer naked, drunk, scarring, banned from the local Ace Hardware. The way the wealthy never have to worry about consequences if they break the law. If it's punishable by fine, it's legal for the wealthy. Racial prejudice is never okay, no matter what your skin color is. People bragging about being tough for drinking whiskey but dissing mixed drinks as girly and weak. My dudes, those girly drinks have like 3 shots of 80 proof alcohol each to your 1 shot of 80 proof whiskey. And those folks down their drinks in less than half the time and are already on their second round. Your liver needs to step up its game. Several of my GFS over the years have exhibited this trait and it drives me bonkers. They preach that relationships are all about communication, but when they're mad they refuse to say what they're mad about. WTF. My dog stares at me like I owe him a portion of all my meals, and yet not once has he offered me any of his food. Be the bigger person. Always and without fail only ever applies to the person being wronged beyond all belief. Redditors hate bullying unless they're the ones bullying. Female rappers only become especially celebrated if they really stand out. They have to niche. They have to be cute. Male rappers, it's about their rapping and nothing else. Their niche is considered a bonus. They sure as shit don't have to be good looking. Fighting cancel culture by canceling. God, where do I start? Female manager still keeping her job and position as a manager with no investigations even though she has had about 15 statements written about her sexually harassing the male staff, but if a male manager was to do this he'd be gone instantly. Men can't be victims of domestic violence and only women can be victimized. Mods are good at this too. They preach free speech until they disagree. Don't spread misinformation, unless it's misinformation about something near and dear to your heart. Yesterday, on this very sub, multiple people tried arguing with me that salt in excess is not bad for you and being overweight can't lead to diabetes. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1,000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again, Reddit glitch out.